beautiful thing about doing a month of re-looks at games that I have already played is getting to come back to gems that I really, really enjoyed, and in some ways you really, really enjoyed as well. And one of those gems is Coin Factory, a brilliant little minimalistic puzzle automation game where it's just about making big numbers, man. Everything is about making big numbers. And I'm excited to make big numbers today. I was completely trash at this game the last time that I played. I'm trying not to be trash at it today, okay? We played on the standard map. It took us 55 minutes. It's still top 50% in the world. So you know what? I'm going to take it as I did okay. But I would like to do better than that today. And I need to play on a new map. There's all kinds of maps now. There's been a lot of updates to the game. We've got some puzzles now, which is like super interesting. Would love to try some of these. There's also some daily challenges, some nightly challenges, some monthly challenges. Some of these seem interesting as well, but I kind of want to play on this 3x3, which sounds terrifying, right? But it sounds like a lot of fun. So let's do it. Let's do it, okay? And let's try to examine what's going on here. So production is 3 times on this tile. That's pretty good. Production is plus 20 on this tile. That's also really good. Effect level 1 jumper. So you have a jumper on you. That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. The corners both have jumper. Plus 2 cycles, plus 5 cycles. Cycles are, if I remember correctly, it's like every 5 cycles make the targeted tile run 3 cycles of 1. So cycle is just like 1 second in the game. This is 2 times production. What is this tile here? This is plus 0.1 to production per cycle. That's seemingly pretty okay. This is plus 1 to production per cycle. Maybe this is the correct output tile. I'm trying to figure out where to put the output. And maybe it's actually jumper. It's probably jumper. Well, it gets tough, to be honest with you. Like you need the jumper, but like you don't need to be a level 1. So the fact that you're a level 1 jumper means that any tile that goes onto you, you can serve as a jumper. Is that, maybe that's what I need to think about here? So then I'm going back to, I think that plus 5 cycles. I don't know. That's pretty good too, to be honest with you. I think I'm putting it here. That took a lot to figure out what I'm doing. And I think I want to do this. So now you output. And for now, you can just do this. The fact that you're a level 1 jumper, what I would like to do is get production on this. Now, why are you not jumping, right? No, you're jumping. Okay, you're jumping now. Perfect. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. This is good. I mean, actually, like, completely fine. I think this start is lovely. I also think that I then love one of these just smack dab in the center, but I do need you to come down this way. And then we can start to humor, like, this as an idea, and then this as an idea. Because you're a jumper, right? So I need you to jump to there, right? buff this guy. Everything, we're actually making like money hand over fist right now because of this beginning. So I'm gonna keep that scaling. Why are you not doing what I want you to as a jumper? You have a level 1 jumper. Is that when I upgrade you? You're currently not producing anything, so we can't tell. And that's because this guy theoretically can't do anything. So remove you for now. Let's start producing and then put you on. I don't know why you're not producing. Oh, I guess that it has to be a tile here, which is kind of annoying. Is kind of annoying. So maybe at that point you would remove him and do this instead. He jumps now. There's not a lot of space in this house, man. There is not a lot of space in this house. Buffing the middle guy is going to be your fast track to success. So let's keep the fast track going here. We need to just get more of them, okay? Which means that you need a jumper here to start jumping around. But if you're going to have success, okay? I mean, just very, very simply put, if you're going to have success, we need significantly more. Like, we need to maximize our output way more than we currently are. How can I eke out removing... Like, is 3 the maximum that we can make happen here? Like, this is a production times 3 in the top corner. This guy is a +1 to production every cycle. I feel like you being a +5 cycles, like, we should be removing you and putting down an accelerator right here. Is that intelligent? Because now he's triggering every single time, which is going to keep buffing this guy like a lot. Let's continue to buff all of these as we go. It's not perfect yet, but it could be okay. We can bring this guy down. We can bring this guy over. Can I jump you elsewhere? Because just dumping you down, like, if I do this, you're just gonna keep on going. And like, you being a jumper, it doesn't help us, man. I'm gonna go so far as to say that I think it was stupid to put outputs in the corner. The level 1 jumper doesn't work the way I want it to. I'm hitting you with a restart, I know. Because it's stupid for us to waste our energy there. It's so much better to just put these in the corner and work with the other tiles we have, right? So then you would go... But you still need some way. You still need some way to make this work. Let's go. I still think this guy in the middle is intelligent, which means you have to put a jumper. I mean, just keep buffing these until I can figure out what I need to do here. Maybe is my previous setup just better? The 3 times production, I feel like we should be getting usage out of. But like, in the end, I'm about to have the same number of tiles empty. Because I'm still setting up basically the exact same board. Like, this is effectively the exact same board as before. But now I wasted like 7 minutes of your day. But it was not my intention, okay? It's not my intention. But I don't think that this really helped us all that much. And there's no point in ever upgrading a jumper to a higher amount. Right? You might as well buff all of the things as it comes in. It's only gonna benefit you. But my problem that I'm trying to face, man, is I feel like we need to maximize space more than anything else on this planet. Which is why I'm immediately like, accelerators and overclockers do not need to output to something, right? So in order for us to like really have success, and I'm going to invest it early, to be honest with you. In order for us to really have success, we need to make sure that we have our best units, which have to be the centrals. We have to make sure that we have centrals pointed at, like, down to, like, you're not doing anything. Let's start accelerating. Plus 20 production in the long run is not that good. It's good to get you started, but it's not that good now. You need all of this exactly how it's sitting right now. Eventually, like, I believe there's an upgrade on this guy. Sums the production of all factory tiles. Like, that's really where you're going to get benefit. Is if we can buff... And maybe that is the trick. If we can buff our tiles here, right? We start buffing one factory tile to output to these two. And then, to be honest with you, I think that you then care more about doing something like this even, because then you can remove this and you bring in something like this instead. Because now, the ×3 production, maybe your investor, you can make value come out of that. I say maybe because I'm not sure whether this produces or if it just adds production, right? So for now, just put this guy up here. Because there's still value in... I'm planning ahead to the late game, and we're nowhere near the late game, right? But I want to make sure that the system we've created is intelligent for it. This minimized down the amount of space that we have to deal with, while getting benefit out of the overclockers, which are going to start buffing things. You need the centrals in order to win. Like, there's no other shot in hell that we can succeed without them. And you're going to need at least one factory to continue to buff all of that. I think that you also probably want to continue to buff the overclocker. But this is not useful because you're sitting on a +5 cycles tile. This one, there's benefit in you upgrading it. But I'll tell you where there's more benefit is doubling your production as a whole. So let's do that for both of you. That's going to start ramping us up. I mean, it's a huge amount. We're up to 4,000 a turn now. And then you have to start thinking about... You got to start thinking about stuff. Where do we gain from the +5 cycles? I mean, you currently add a production... I mean, the overclocker is the answer there. Like, this goes in place of an overclocker that now makes this guy produce... Yeah, I mean, we're up to 14,000. It's not going to be every turn, I don't think. I don't know, maybe it is every turn. Yeah, because you're overclocked. So you're doing it... This is running 3 cycles every second. Which is, I mean, that's extremely solid. So now you buff your factory. It's tricky. I mean, it's definitely tricky, but that's going to crank this guy up to now be 5,000 and scaling, right? You can buff this accelerator. So then this factory is getting 1 per second. This factory will go away in the future, actually. There's not really any reason to have it. It's only making this guy marginally better. I think in the future you do away with him. Although he's the better one. I know we're overclocking the hell out of it, But we need to rearrange. Okay, we need to rearrange. We have to. Oh, except you need it on this guy. Not unless you can level him up to max sooner, so he gets the production of all factory tiles. Okay, for now it's fine. For now it's fine. We need to get into the millions, which I know, like that's. I know we're at 1 million, but we're only making 50,000 a second. I mean, I say only as if that's bad or something. It's obviously really solid. But we need to start getting these investors in. So the investor is every 5 cycles you do stuff. This overclocker is great, but it's not the future. I need the investor right now to be buffing everything every second, right? You're adding $1 of production every second. Then you can go to $2, but we're not gaining benefit from the plus 5 cycles at that point. So it's just an extra $1 every second, which is, it's okay, right? It's okay. Obviously our production goes down a lot as a result of doing that. I still think that the dream is that this guy would turn into an overclocker. I mean, this is producing 17,000 a second. It's got a production ×2 on it. +1 to production per cycle. It's so bad, to be honest. Like it's such a tiny amount, whereas 2 times production is so much better. Like this guy is going to outscale this guy over time, which makes me start to be like, I gotta cut my losses at some point. And I'm gonna do it now, okay? Now you're a 3 times production. I have to cut my losses on this 15 times. And we have to pause because I really got to think about this now. Because we have to maximize space. And this is how you maximize space. We can open up these 3 to be juiced up with decent potential. The 3 times production. Like 1 production to every factory / central. This is 3 times production. You don't produce is the problem. I think you actually want to just swap them for now. Which I know looks weird to make that decision after removing them. It basically resets all of our progress that we had. But this is going to gain the 3 times production is going to make that significantly better in the long run. And we just have to get like this 2 times, this 3 times. I need to get you to a point where I need to remove these 2 because it's wasting space having a jumper. This is okay, but this will be wasting space. So you know what? We're gonna remove you now. We're gonna remove you now, and I'm going to overclock this guy. Right? And then we're gonna upgrade the investor. And then I think I'm gonna put down another investor. And the idea here is now we can remove this, which allows me to put in an overclocker, which is not perfect, okay? I mean, it's definitely in no way, shape, or form perfect, but every couple turns he will do decent things. This is +5 to the cycle, so it's just making you run better. Overclocker. I mean, I don't know, man. It's still... it's still just like is okay, right? It's okay. I mean, we're at occasionally 200,000 a second. That's not bad at all. What we have to get to, if I remember correctly, so the investor has his final upgrade is 1% production to every factory/central. The dream here is to be able to buff up. I don't know. This just having a belt here it's murder. It just hurts to have it because you really want to. It's not even want. You need it to be a production tile. Like, we effectively only have 3 production tiles, which is just not enough, right? It's just not enough. I'm pretty pleased with this. Like, let me make it well known. I'm pretty pleased with this. Being at, you know, close to 200,000 per second at this point, at 12 minutes in, I think is like solid work from us. And we're going to be able to buff that even further in a second because the 9 milli is going to hit like a horse. Because multiplying our production by 10 instead of by 4 is a monumental upgrade. So hit that. These are now producing 100,000 each. This is 200,000 each. You're going to... Yeah, I mean, it's scaling nice. It's scaling really nice. The investors, you're great, but I need you to be at the final level of you to really get the benefit out of you that I want you at. And we just have like an awkward. I mean, this is an insane upgrade too, because you're just gonna buff the 2 of them to be even better. Like, you can tell though, at the 2 times production on this tile and the 3 times on this tile, we had to move them to here. There was no ifs, ands, or buts around it, man. It's the right decision. And I think that you have to upgrade this so that everything gets a little better. Now, 300 billion, we're nowhere even close to having a ounce and a prayer of getting to that. I think your next upgrade is probably 40 million on this guy. And then shortly after, it has to be the 200 million here. And at this point, the 1 per cycle is terrible here. It's just put in another investor, right? I think that's... The accelerator only is good until you can get an upgraded investor. So now we're at 1 million a second, with the occasional 5 million per second from this overclocker. I do think that the overclocker is a solid introduction to this. 300 billion is so very clearly out of our range, but it is the next move, right? Well, I mean, it's the move that allows us to win. I think that the next move as a whole is the 200 million on this guy, because it's going to scale these guys up like a lot. And they're already scaling pretty fast, man. I mean, they're getting 3,000 per second. I mean, it's more than that, to be honest. That was 6,000, 3,000, 6,000, 3,000, 6,000. It alternates, right? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. 1.4 milli per second with the occasional 7 milli per second. Is really okay. It's really quite okay. And I'm gonna tell you that this is about to buff all of that significantly more. So get ready. It's gonna hit great. This is now 6 million a second. Holy crap, 9 million. We're scaling like crazy. So 1.6 billion is now, it's in the cards, man. Multiplying production by 15. Obviously summing all factory tiles, it would be great to to have that, but I can't fit any more factory tiles on this map. It's just not possible. 300 billion is still super out of reach. Wait for the 1.6. Do it on the ×3 first because it is going to be a little bit more effective. Yeah, you're 10 million a second, you're 7 million. Obviously, we're overclocking this one. It's basically just like letting it keep up a little. Yeah, I mean, you're up to 17 milli a second now. I know a lot of you are going to be like, Tyler, you should drop the overclocker and bring in another investor. And I'm going to tell you, I really don't think we should. I actually, like, genuinely don't think that that's good enough. It may scale everything faster. Like, it may scale better over a long time, but I don't think I'm trying to scale faster over a long time right now. I need both of these at 1.6. I don't know, maybe I do need scaling though. Okay, yeah, I've convinced myself. That was pretty bad that it took that little for me to convince myself. Just, I don't know. It still doesn't seem quite good enough to me, but maybe I'll come to terms with it being better at a later date. Well, I mean, for what it's worth, this getting 3 investors to 300 billy is a huge play. Okay, I mean that's definitely. That's how we get to winning numbers. But I'm definitely considering that maybe we drop off this guy because the +5 cycles, these guys being upgraded, they're every other turn hitting right now. This guy's just hitting every turn, which, don't get me wrong, it's great, but an overclocker hitting every single turn and having this guy multiply by like 10 every turn, this is 284 million a turn. The scaling is so much better there. To just get us like quick value for now. Over a long period of time, it's probably not better, but for right now, it's significantly better. And then this 20 billion, I mean, it's going to just increase production by a lot. And then your next play is wait for 300 billy, which I hate. I mean, I hate the fact that our best play is just waiting to get to $300 billion, but I'm struggling to see any other path, to be honest with you. And I know you guys are going to be like, remove the factory, Tyler, because these guys' scaling will keep up. I don't think it will. Because you're multiplying the production of the factory tile. I know that you're scaling, like you're gaining some money from the investors, but I think you're going to watch this tank if I remove this tile. I think that upgrading it and watching this go from 37, I mean, we're up to we doubled our production with this. 600 million a second and scaling another million every second. If not more. I mean, we're about to be at 1 billy per second in the next minute. It's really solid. And then we can start to think about the idea of, oh, this is scaling? Wait a minute. I didn't realize that. I didn't expect that. Okay, what the hell? You do produce? Oh god, on the 3 times you could have gone crazy, but actually I think that you're even nuttier on this. So, oh, it's a shame. How do we? I'm actually, you know what? We're gonna try something stupid. I'm gonna drop off an investor. I'm gonna bring in a park. Does increasing that change much? I don't think it's worth it. No. That's not quite good enough. Okay, that's not quite good enough. Remove that. The overclocker, I can force this to run numerous cycles at once. I think what we want, okay, I want this here leveled up, you know, to basically max. Again, it barely impacts us to do it. But then I want an overclocker pointed at this guy. And then this is our 300 billy upgrade, okay? I mean, it's not even close. Because if it's adding 0.1 to production, you telling me that he's gonna start doing, like, some percentage, and that percentage is gonna keep on adding 0.1? Them all adding 30% of their production to every factory every 2 cycles, they're just gonna implode, right? 30% of 62 million is 20 freaking million a second, man. This whole thing goes to hell if we upgrade this. And by hell, I mean like heaven. It's the opposite. It's insane if we do that. I think it's crazy. I didn't realize that the investor impacted production. Maybe we would have played slightly differently and tried to get an investor on a 3x tile. But I genuinely think that as soon as I hit this button here in the next 45 seconds, that you are going to witness our scaling is just, it's just going to implode. Like it's exponential to the moon as soon as I hit this. Because 35.5, I have no clue if that'll be percent. If it is, it's just absurd. It's just absurd. Like, you almost wanted to play around this the entire time. I just didn't expect it to work like that, to be honest. Like, he adds production, but he does not produce. So I didn't expect production to make a difference there. But that's okay. I mean, we're still in good shape here. 23 minutes on a tiny-ass map. I'm very pleased with that. And I would really like to reach 300 billy in a second. Because I have a feeling this 300 billy that took like 3 minutes, the next 300 billy is going to take legitimately seconds. I know that sounds crazy, but I think I believe it. So you're at 41. Let's send you. So now 39. You're scaling exactly how I would expect you to. Dude, it's nuts. It's nuts. Like the scaling of it's absurd. It's absurd. It's gaining. We're gaining like a billy a second right now, give or take. A billy per second, right? That's the stupid part. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take mere seconds to get the next one. So now what you have to think about. Now I think you can potentially remove this guy. Because now the scaling is really high. And what is this doing? This is +1 to production per cycle. Yeah, so you remove him. You're gonna see a huge drop off in your billies per second. Yeah, you're down to millions again. But now you put this guy up to max, and he gains a production per cycle, which is just gonna scale them. It's gonna take a little bit, okay? It's gonna take a little bit, but it's the correct play for the future, because the scaling is going to be higher when these start multiplying by like 100% of its juice. Like, this is really where you needed a investor early on. And at that point, I mean, make sure that he's just cranking it. Yeah. And now you start to see now you start to see it scale. I know we were at 37 billion a second ago. It's going to scale faster. It's going to scale faster than that before you frickin' know it, okay? I mean, it's... You go from... It's insane. It's insane. Okay, yeah. I mean, this went pretty well, all things considered. I think potentially the even stupider thing to do is remove. I mean, we're gonna be at 10 trillion before you know it, so there's no point in really changing much. This is also effectively doing nothing, I'm gonna tell you. So just remove it, wait for your 10 trillion, and I'll end the game. Put it on the damn tile. End time. 26? That's not bad. I'm top 64%. That's okay. I thought I did a little better than that. Dude, fun map. That's a lot of fun. That scales so quick. It scales so quick. We can do that map better, okay? I mean, like, I didn't realize that it affected the investor for the production. If I knew that, that would have scaled. It would have gone to the moon, okay? You throw an investor on that tile early, and then it just scales to the moon. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Coin Factory still slaps, man. I really want to check out some of these puzzles at some point, and some of these other maps that exist here. They just seem wacky, right? Like, what is going on here? You got missiles, you got time bombs, you have a heart. Like, what is all this stuff? Things that we want to potentially take a re-look at a later date. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, as always, a like on the video, much appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow for another re-look. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.